interesting, fun couple of days. Here I am at Firestone's. My car broke and was out of commission for a couple of days, and I am like eternally grateful. My partner and one of my friends came and picked me up and dropped me off from work, which like I just couldn't afford the $80 Uber ride, you know. And then just now, my friend loaned me the money to take care of my car, which I'd been procrastinating on, and it made it cost more because of that. And I'll tell you some more stuff, but I need to go to work. I'm late, and yeah, did I tell you that I found a roommate? Okay, I just spent some time penning everything. I did like make a little vision board that had actually photos from this year. And then I sat down and wrote out what I need to do today with pen. I could have written it in my phone, but this, for some reason, makes me feel a lot more grounded and a lot more, like I'm living the life that I want to live. I'm not sure why, but it makes me feel like less in my upper chakras, in my air energy. It makes me feel more grounded and peaceful. So it helps me organize my thoughts. So that's what I'm doing. Today, one of my favorite leads is going down to super part-time. So I'm gonna get her some sparkling water that she likes at the store to celebrate her last day is full-time. Hilarious thing I've ever seen. Little prairie dresses for babies. Like what baby? This is my third time scheduling advising appointment with Texas State because I can't figure out which classes I'm supposed to take. And he kept saying, it's just on there, all the information is on there, but I don't understand any of it. But it's okay, friends. This is why we push forward. And here we go. Apparently you're not supposed to know, I don't know. So I just went to the grocery store, haven't been able to go, got some good food, ate some protein, delicious breakfast, not Spawn, but it would be. I watched this really cool video this morning by Connor and Brittany. I'll put their link below. I just keep referencing Connor McMillan, Brittany Taylor, and Bridget Woolweed have been so impactful in my life. So he was talking about how he'd been struggling with it, and every time he kept trying to show up to these flows and like struggling. And then one day he didn't want to go. And he didn't go because he was gonna spend some time fixing this truck. When he did it, when he finally fixed it, he was saying he just felt so on top of the world and like so badass that he showed up to that flow jam like everybody wants me. Like, I'm awesome. And that makes sense to me. I'm thinking about that. Like when I go off and focus on my own projects and my own things, and I get competitive and I get successful, and I just feel like an awesome human. And then I show up and I bring that energy into my connection is usually good because I'm not showing up with an inherent, because I'm just showing up feeling like I'm awesome. I'm showing up feeling confident. Hey, nice. Beautiful day. I've just went over my spoken word about a bazillion times, and I really think I've got it. I'm still going to take my papers in with me, just because if I do get lost, I can have a touchstone. I had to come home and decompress a little bit from just being stressed out about tonight, so eating some snacks and working on my comic book. I would really fucking love to have this comic book done by the end of the year, as well as my tarot card deck. I'm off to rehearse for the showcase, which is tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Or not at 10 o'clock, on the 10th at 5:30 and at 8 o'clock. So, wish me luck. Hey, it's showtime. I had it down. I had this. I was doing good, and honestly, all day kind of escaping my feelings and working on memorization. And when the music started, and I went and I meditated to prepare energetically, I felt myself with Joanna, and I meditated for the first time in a while, and I felt myself moving with her, and I felt the energy so true and real, and everything just left me, and I still did it. That was pretty bad, and my throat was gone. I don't know. I'm just moving through some grief right now. It's not how it's supposed to sound. It was so weak and distant. Earlier it was so powerful, and I don't know what happened. And it doesn't really matter. I just couldn't feel myself. But also, I felt real. But I just fucking bawled, which is okay. She's trying to tell me something. And some of it is that this is her message, but it can't come from me right now because I'm not listening. So tomorrow I have to dance and seek her and eat good foods and just trust that I'm held. And there wasn't something else. There was just this connection to myself and my body that I've been neglecting. And to my partner too. I need to apologize to those people because I'm not doing this well at all. This is a calling for me. Because I want to be a mother. And something happened last night that made me remember that. And in order to be, I have to stop lying. Energetically, I have to be with myself. And I saw those people in there dropping in and dropping into their bodies, which I've been avoiding. And I've been avoiding her. Kind about this, but I had to leave before doing the second part of the spoken word. And it's not because I'm sad. I can pull myself together from being emotional. It's that I don't have is so broken, and the piece that I do talks about that, but I can't think about it. No, I can. What I need to do is think about it and feel about it, and that I told the person who was organizing a lot of it that I'm going to be ready tomorrow because I'm going to into my body and feel. A video this morning from a spoken word artist, Andrea Gibson, and they were sharing how they've been in this season where they would experience immense grief and despair, the darkest of the darks, the lowest of the lows they couldn't crawl out of. and then they would see a row of geese walking in a line and feel bliss in their entire reality. And then they would hear some news or something, and be sunk into the hole, into the darkest hole. And then they would see the sun peeking through the clouds, and they would be like their whole body was made of light. And they were talking to their friend and saying, this must be unhealthy. And their friend was a therapist and encouraged them that actually it was a very healthy place to be. And then the phrasing that she used was, the up and down is like the stitching together of a wound. Like maybe it's not unhealthy. This is what today looks like. A hunk of melted chocolate and very strong ginger tea. I just had a call with Erica, the very, very gracious, ooh, I have chocolate on my mouth. Wonder how that could happen. Very, very gracious facilitator of this event, director of Shopee Moves, and honestly, just like collaborator in, well, she's a collaborator in mystical space with me, but also a friend. And sister in goddess work. That's what I feel from her. And I have not in a long time felt as sure that I had to cancel something. That I had to cancel something than I have felt today. But I know myself well enough not to act on that feeling. And it's interesting why. Which is that I've had two spaces in my life, right? Two spaces. One where I legitimately just worship the goddess and just channel her and just listen to her, right? And the second one where I am in my masculine, I am in business mode, and I will do the things that need to be done. And not bypassing my body, but putting it on hold. And this space is like a perfect, my first integration of both of those aspects. Because it is not a 100% dropped in goddess space. It has elements of the framework, you know? And so usually I thought that would not be a problem at all. But she is showing up so intensely for me right now. I have a womb, you might not know. And I'm bleeding, and I just forget, honestly. You should know by watching my journey, but I feel things very deeply, and I'm very in tune and in touch with my body. And so listening to her like crying out to me to is just like it's very loud. It gets like where all I can do is cry all day. And if you don't experience this, you just might not understand what this is like, because it's like I am a different person when I am in the different phases of my cycle. Like if you're a person who's like, yeah, I get this stuff's tough, but I can muscle through, I'm also that person. I have horrible bouts of depression and anxiety. I have challenges. I have all of this stuff going on, and yet I muscle through every time when I am not bleeding. And when I am bleeding, it's like she just removes my ability to gumption. It's like she removes my ability to ignore my body, which is like so gorgeous and beautiful. And one reason why I'm grateful for my current access to divinity, it makes me want to cry because like there doesn't seem like there's room in this, like, see, here I go again, in this like culture for her. Because when she just shows up and refuses like everything, like I told you, she's taken my words before. She's and when I have no speck of masculinity left, which happens for a couple of days during my period, I don't feel dysphoric anymore, but I do feel like I'm connected to something that's not me, and it has complete control of my body. It's something beautiful, and it's something that I want more of in my life. But I don't know how to create space for her in a way that is safe, you know? And I count myself lucky as a man who is forced to experience femininity a few days out of the month, to some degree all the time, but really a few days out of the month, because I have a lot of masculine traits most of the time. This kind of thing, like I get places on my masculinity, on my gumption, on my clarity, on my organization and my ability to articulate and tap into the femininity and then channel it. But tonight, I have to do this. And I am summoning my masculinity with ginger tea, but at the same time, Erica gave me some really sweet reassurances, and we speak the same language around spirituality, which helps. She was able to talk to me about feeling that my bleeding was the goddess speaking to me, and also that I just have to trust myself, which I know that I do. It's just reminding me so much of Beltane, because the same thing happened at Beltane, and I just have to trust that she's bringing the magic. I have to trust that all the people in attendance are children of the goddess, and I'm gonna go in my yoga clothes, and I'm gonna go write down my notes because I still don't have it fully memorized. I'm going to run through it a few more times verbally, trying to get my tongue to have some memory that it seems to have forgotten in the last 72 hours, 48 hours, and just write some notes down in a notebook that I can hold on stage. And also, this is one thing I'm going to anchor into. My friend Christy is going to be there. And I've done rituals with Christy. I know how she has received my channeling. She has received my ritual space and my radical like, this is the weird part. It's when my words aren't here anymore. But she has received my channeling. She has received my access to the goddess. And I know that what I'm gonna make as my intention for tonight is to bring Christy to a awakened place, to bring Christy to the mouth of the goddess, to bring her, my friend, who I know and trust, to this inner part of me that for some reason is falling apart. And I know how to use these things. I know how to show up for her. I know how to show up for my friends. And if I'm thinking about this as a wedding, or because I have, right? I've facilitated weddings for my friends, and I have facilitated ritual circles, and all of those I show up and I bring it, and I know how to bring it. But there's a certain kind of sacredness and like purpose and duty and like radical ownership from the goddess that I trust in those moments, because I know that that's an important day, whether it's Thanksgiving, a sexuality ritual, a wedding, or anything else. That the sense in that moment that these people are held by the divine is the most important thing. And that is one thing that I hold more than anything. And that is one thing that Erica did tell me on the phone, which is, I guess, just to reiterate that although this is a new space for me, what's the most important is that the audience senses my calm, right? Like when you're on the back of a horse and you're not confident, when you're scared, they can feel it, right? If I'm taking people on a journey and I'm not sure where I'm going, they will not trust. I'm inviting people into their femininity. And some of these people need to experience that. I have to believe that this was meant to happen, to invite certain people who I'm thinking of in my mind to the mouth of the goddess. And if I'm here to bring them to her, that can be my only intention. That can be my only mission, is clarity and confidence and masculinity to hold a container for the feminine in you, in anyone. Like, I have to bring it. I have to do it. So I'm going to go make notes and write down my notes and listen to my audio and access that part of me that knows that I'm meant to show up for others and create a container in which they can express. That's my purpose. That's my purpose. And this is a ritual around that. And my co-creators may be frantic and all over the map, and I haven't felt ritual trust with them before, and I will tonight. And I will put on my yoga clothes and I will go and flow with them before ritual. I will move my body and I will move through, and I will elevate my voice and practice the clarity, because I know how to move in the like liquid of the goddess. She has a message to give, and I know how to be a channel. I don't super know how to follow directions and be a channel. These are not things that I really know how to do, which is one reason why this is bumping up against itself. But I know how to be a channel. And if that is the most important thing here, right now, to invite people into the arms of the goddess, then I can do that. Like, I'm doing it now. It's just, I could take you on a journey now. I could start to tell you the stories that she has for you because I know them. And I know them. I could put some tarot out in front of me, right? I could read the clouds for you. I could tell you exactly what you need to hear. And in this setting, it is a rehearsed piece, which is not something I foresee myself pursuing. Not with words. In the future. And now, it's time.
How you doing?
Green room.
Sorry, this is Christopher. Did we do that already?
Oh, yes.
Just where she got her act together.
Oh, how old is she?
33.
Oh, yeah.
She's got her act together. She's
42 and still living off of mom and dad right now.
Aw, that's so cute.
Think about something super inappropriate. Ooh.